My name's Adam Monaco and I'm the Financial Controller for Hi-Tech Oils. With our national capacity, we can now service Australian companies nationwide. Of late, we have now expanded into the New Zealand market. Here at Hi-Tech Oils, we receive premium base oils and premium additive packs. Together, with our highly trained staff, we manufacture over 500 premium quality products. Hi-Tech Oils is Australian made and Australian owned.
On today's Easter edition, we head over to Hong Kong and to the Central Harbour for the latest instalment of the 2018-19 FIA Formula E Championship, the Hong Kong E-Prix. Then we head into the Speedweek studios for the third round of Speedweek's E-Series, powered by Gran Turismo Sport and PlayStation 4. It's the halfway point of Season 2, and today our pro gamers and pro drivers attempt to conquer Brazil's Autodromo de Interlagos. And later in the show, we head over to the UK and to the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit for the final round of the 2018 British Sidecar Championship. This is Speedweek.
Hong Kong, Asia, a mega metropolis, radiant in color, forever evolving at a lightning pace. As the ABB FIA Formula E Championship marks its 50th race,
and they make contact! Oh, hit him! I don't believe it!
The all-electric heroes of Formula E descend downtown to the neon-painted, iconic waterfront.
Oh, that was a madness! Out of nowhere! Fantastic race!
More than 7 million people call this place home. The Pearl of the Orient is dynamic and in a state of flux, just like our championship. 4 races in and we've had 4 different winners. Will we see yet another driver claim victory in this most unpredictable of seasons?
Round 1, Saudi Arabia, and a drive-through penalty cost reigning champion Jean-Eric Vergne the race win. Antonio Felix da Costa and the BMW i Andretti team took the checkered flag.
Da Costa's second victory in Formula E, the first for BMW.
Marrakesh was the venue for round 2. A teammate duel by the BMW drivers ended hopes of a 1-2 finish.
What are you doing? They hit each other, Da Costa's in the wall and the lead is gone. Mad!
Jerome D'Ambrosio capitalised, enjoying the spoils of success for Mahindra.
I love you guys! I love Mahindra!
Santiago, Chile was next up, and a late mistake from Sebastian Buemi opened the door for Sam Bird to claim victory.
Yes, guys! Come on!
Mexico City played host for round 4. Formula E rookie Pascal Wehrlein led from pole into turn 1, but a spectacular smash between Vergne and Nelson Piquet Jr. suspended the race. It was heartbreak for the leader Wehrlein, who ran out of power as an audacious De Grassi picked his pocket in a dramatic pass on the line to grab victory.
Da Grassi wins!
What a race! Oh man, I never had so much adrenaline.
So it's Jerome D'Ambrosio who leads by 7 points from Antonio Felix da Costa, while Sam Bird drops to third, a further point behind. Lucas de Grassi's win and 25 points haul from Mexico moves him up to 4th, ahead of Pascal Wehrlein, whose post-race penalty and score of 12 in the last round sees him sitting in 5th. Now let's take a look at what the drivers have to face around this tight and twisty Victoria Harbour circuit in Hong Kong.
From the start line, drivers head towards the heavy braking area of the tight hairpin at turn 1. Then it's onto the long back straight, which actually isn't straight. Then into the bumpy braking zone of turn 2. A short burst up to the tight chicane. Turn 5 is the roundabout. 6 is a downhill hairpin with the attack mode activation zone. Then it's the double left-handers of turns 7 and 8. Next, turn 9 is a blind right. Then we're into the high-speed turn 10, and it's a quick sprint to the line, completing the 1.86-kilometre Hong Kong circuit.
Time now to go down to the grid for this landmark race. Who will win Formula E's Big 5-0? Well, there's a lot of work to be done for some of the fastest men in the series. Race 1 winner, Antonio Felix da Costa from BMW I Andretti, starts 20th. And our championship leader, Jerome D'Ambrosio for Mahindra Racing, stone last in the field in 22nd. In only his 5th qualifying session, Stoffel Van Dorn takes his first ABB Formula E pole position. So this is how the top 10 line up. Row 5, Robin Treintz and Felipe Massa. On row 4, Sebastian Buemi for Nissan Edams and Sam Bird from Envision Virgin. Moving up to row 3, Eduardo Mortara, who lost 3 grid places due to a violation of the rules in qualifying. Lucas de Grassi starts inside him. Row 2, Gary Paffett for the surprising HWA Race Lab team. Andre Lotterer for DS Techeetah, and a pair of rookies on the front row. Oliver Rowland for Nissan Edams and Stoffel Van Dorn for HWA Race Lab on pole. And now let's throw it to the men who will call the action. Lead race commentator Jack Nichols and 3-time Indy 500 champion Dario Franchitti.
The first corner, a hairpin right-hander at Tamar Park. 45 minutes plus 1 lap of racing around the iconic streets of Hong Kong about to get underway. Stoffel Van Dorn is on pole position. Britt Oliver Rowland alongside him on the front row. The championship challengers are right down at the back. What is about to unfold in the 5th round of ABB FIA Formula E. All 5 lights are on, and we go green in Hong Kong. It's a good start from Rowland. Surely he's going to take the lead. He does. Oliver Rowland leads into turn 1. Gary Paffett looking up the inside. Sam Bird isn't stopping. There's a few crunches in there, and Lotterer tries to get through. The 2 Dragon cars collide at the back, and they're going to be limping around. But in general, everyone is safely through the first corner. Great start from Oliver Rowland. The man from Barnsley leads the way. Stoffel Van Dorn's in second place. Who's going to be third? It is still Lotterer, just about. Sam Bird in the purple Virgin car, trying to go around the outside, and he might get up into third place here. Up the inside into the chicane. It's so wet and slippery in there, and Bird is through.
And Lotterer hit the inside wall, Jack, in the chicane turn 4. Has he caused some damage? We had a track stoppage here in last season's E-Prix.
Everybody now manages to get it safely through. There's some yellow flags here and there for various bits of debris, but it's Rowland who leads. Second place for Stoffel Van Dorn, the pole sitter, and Sam Bird is up into third. Then there's a bit of a gap back now to Andre Lotterer, who is in 4th position as they come around now to complete the first lap. They come through this little roundabout section and then through the long left-hander of turn 10, and that will be the end of the first lap of racing.
And you can see different parts of the track are drying up. Look, as they go over the finish line, the track is drying there, but through turns 7, 8, 9, 10, it still looks pretty damp.
Sam Bird thought about a look as they came into Tamar Park. He's got the cutback here, Bird, side by side with Stoffel Van Dorn as they head down towards Hong Kong Station. The 90-degree right-hander on board with Bird now.
And Sam Bird has track position, and that is a fabulous piece of racecraft to get track position out of turn 1 into 2.
So Bird slides up the inside. Meanwhile, Jean-Eric Verne is trying to make a move further back down at Tamar Park, but Rowland leads.
Look at all the smoke.
And look at Sam Bird. He's moved up 5 places on the opening lap. There's been 42 changes of position in the first lap alone.
There's massive smoke, Jack, on the straight between turns 1 and 2. I don't know what has happened there, what's caused that.
There was a smoky Dragon car earlier that after a bit of contact on that opening lap.
Yeah, in contact with his teammate and in contact with one of the Neo cars as well, just to add insult to injury. We're definitely still hearing some crunching of carbon fibre as the cars come through turn 6, the tight hairpin.
There's a yellow flag down at turn 2, so we'll keep an eye out on that one. Oh, that's why. 2 Mahindras out. Felipe Nasr involved as well. Jerome D'Ambrosio, the championship leader, is in a traffic jam. He might be able to continue here if he hasn't actually hit anyone. Here's a replay on board with Pascal Wehrlein. It was one of the Dragons, so Felipe Nasr had damage and just went straight into the wall. Yeah. And, well, he's out of the race, Wehrlein.
Just couldn't get turned. Yeah, Nasr obviously had some damage, couldn't get, and Wehrlein behind him was just a passenger. And there you go. D'Ambrosio doesn't have damage.
That's race director Scott Elkins saying we have a full course yellow. Everyone has to slow to 30 miles an hour. And they were just unfortunate.
Actually, both Mahindras are out. Big suspension damage to both cars.
So the championship leader is out of the Hong Kong E-Prix. That is big, big news as far as the championship is concerned. Jean-Eric Verne managed to squeeze through, as did Alexander Sims. You have to feel sorry for both Mahindras. They had a bad day at the office in qualifying and qualified down at the back, and now they're both out of the race, really through no fault of their own. This is looking at Jean-Eric Verne earlier on, and that was Bird getting the cutback and getting past Stoffel Van Dorn. Oh, Alexander Sims went deep in, and so did Jean-Eric Verne. So that's why those two ended up at the back of the field, because they both outbraked themselves into Tamar Park.
Yeah, and Verne would have been fine if Sims hadn't been parked in the wall, but not really any damage to the bodywork, so they can continue to fight another lap. See Sims just locking up both front tyres. The cars have got brake-by-wire systems, but it's not an ABS system, and they can still lock up, and you see the result. And the guys have, this is the first sort of semi-dry laps that the cars have had on the track. Every other session has really been damp to wet. See on board with Jean-Eric Verne. He locked the rears, you can see him dancing around. He locked the rears early, and then couldn't actually stop, and just goes from bad to worse.
Yeah, a little bit of a nudge in the back of Sims, but that won't cause too much damage. So the Mahindra drivers return to the pit lane.
Red flag,
but we've got a red flag, so the race is being halted. That is basically to keep the time going. So the race will be stopped. You'll see the clock still ticking in the top left. Well, no, we won't, because we've taken it away. But then when the race starts again, we will reset the clock from however long was left, so about 38 minutes or so. So it just means we don't lose any actual racing time. Here's a replay of the start. Sam Bird Oliver Rowland flew away to take the lead. And then look at Bird on the outside in the purple car, getting right up in everyone's grill. And the two dragons there. Nazar went into the back of his teammate, by the looks of things, Jose Maria Lopez. Apart from that, everyone was quite clean through. This is on board with Lucas de Grassi. Good getaway, but it's so tight in there that there's not really anywhere to go.
No.
Whoa, look at Bird on the outside.
Oh, contact from de Grassi.
Yeah, that was into the back of Gary Paffett. This is on board with Eduardo Mortara, the Swiss-Italian racer.
And it really sort of slowed up on the inside, and you can see that's the back of the Formula E car in front, and that's a broken nose camera.
And this was Andre Lotterer getting bulked at the chicane, but everybody made it through.
What happened there? Him and Bird went into the chicane around the outside of Sam Bird, and Sam was having none of it and just pushed him wide, and you saw the result. There's been a few sort of rivalries this season because the cars can race this closely all the time, and so some of the drivers are starting to get a bit fed up with each other, and they're driving into each other a little bit, and they want to know what the rules are, what they can and cannot get away with. Let's go on board with Sam Bird, heads to the outside.
What a start.
Squeezed into the wall. Look, he was locked up there, Sam. He did a very good job because you can see the car was moving sideways. The front tyres were locked. Now watch what he does here. He goes to the outside again. Everybody's going to defend to the inside. And Sam's going to, it's a risky move.
I don't quite know how he's going to gain 2 places here.
Watch what happens with the Mahindra, with the DS Techeetah on the outside, this gold car on his right. Now watch, they're going to start muscling each other a little bit. He's just going to push a little wide. And then the Techeetah hits the barrier. Great. Nothing dirty about it, just very strong, robust driving from Sam Bird.
They move to the right-hand side, and yep, it looks as though everyone is going to arm their attack mode. They'll all have an extra 25 kilowatts of power, and Rowland, I think, has armed it and then gone. So he's going to really spread out the pack. Daniel Abt decides not to. That's quite interesting, but everybody else has armed it. So you can see on the left-hand side, each chevron is 4 minutes remaining. Each chevron is a minute, so 4 minutes remaining of the attack mode, starting now. Through the final corner comes Oliver Rowland, chased by this man, Sam Bird, as we get racing back underway in Hong Kong with 36 minutes plus 1 lap left on the flag. And here comes Andre Lotterer up the inside of Stoffel Van Dorn, and Lotterer immediately pounces, moves up into 3rd place in that gold Techeetah. Rowland first, Bird second, Lotterer 3rd.
It's contact at the back of the screen between one of the Venturi cars, a grey Venturi car, and it looked like one of the Jaguars possibly. Now, Oliver Rowland's very new to Formula E, so he's probably going to be a little bit nervous, but Sam Bird is an expert in just applying consistent pressure until the driver in front makes a mistake, and Sam is on a very different path today. He's looking to be leading the championship at the end of today's race.
Oliver Rowland, the race leader. Oh, a little bit of a lock-up from Sam Bird, but Rowland is just 26 years of age. He's won a number of junior titles on his way to Formula E. Sam Bird, on the other hand, is not a veteran, but he's 32 years of age and has competed in every single Formula E race. So there's a real difference in experience levels between the two of them. The quickest guy is looking like Andre Lotterer in the Gold to Cheetah in third place. He's absolutely flying.
He's lining up, Jack. He's definitely lining up to make a lunge into one. Multiple Le Mans champion, Andre Lotterer.
Bird's going to hit him. They make a little bit of contact down at Tamar Park. A couple of two kisses there. Oh, slowing is Oliver Rowland. Oliver Rowland slows from the lead of the race.
He's got a flat tyre.
And looks as though he's out of the Hong Kong E-Prix. Is he getting going again? But Bird it is who leads now. Lotterer second. Fan boost being activated by Pascal Wehrlein. Oh, sorry. Fan board being awarded by Pascal Wehrlein. Sebastian Buemi, Daniel Abt, the third driver to get it. Antonio Felix da Costa and Stoffel Van Dorn, the drivers to get the fan boost. Obviously Wehrlein won't use his because he's already out of the race, but the rest of the drivers there can get an extra power boost to use later on in the race. But Bird in the lead. What's happened to Oliver Rowland, and can Lotterer now try and take the lead away from Sam Bird?
And Lotterer is a very aggressive driver. He's definitely earned a reputation in Formula E as being aggressive as well. He will spare absolutely nothing, and he's lining up again to have a chance at passing Sam Bird. They had contact in a race in Paris last season on the last corner of the last lap. But Lotterer, he's very experienced, won in almost everything he's done, but doesn't mind mixing up a little bit and upsetting a few people.
Now Oliver Rowland came across the line absolutely fine. He lost 8 seconds in that first sector. He must have just had... Oh, Bird's gone wide! Bird goes straight on, and into the lead of the race goes Andre Lotterer. Bird went in too deep, turning right at Hong Kong Station, and he loses the lead of the race. Eduardo Mortara, meanwhile, has also got past Gary Paffett for 4th position. Sam Bird will be so frustrated with that.
Bird's going to do the job, though, of just staying on the rear of the diffuser, the gearbox of the car in front, and putting that pressure on. But it was Sam who made the mistake. Look how slippery it is. We see Oliver Rowland.
So he got
looking
that
down.
Nudge.
Yeah. I thought it was sitting low on the right rear, but it's not. It's just an issue with the software.
We think that coming through the corner, the hairpin, you take your hands off the wheel, and we think he's hit the full course yellow button, potentially. And that's why he suddenly slowed, because he hit because there you see Sam Bird moving his hands so much on the wheel, it's so easy to knock a button. But Rowland has got going again, he's in 10th, but Bird, who we're on board with now, is trying to get the lead of the race back from Andre Lotterer. Onto the brakes, into the right-hander at Hong Kong Station, where he made the mistake a lap ago. Lotterer a bit loose this time.
Unusually for a single-seater racing car, you've got to take your hands off the wheel and turn the steering wheel more than 180 degrees to get through some of these hairpins, which is why you see situations like that with all the switches on the wheel. Here's
This was Bird nudging Rowland.
Again, yeah.
So we think in that sort of bounce and hit, Rowland has hit something on the wheel.
Look at all the switches on the steering wheel. That is so easy to press one of those buttons, and Sam just made a mistake just as he crossed the crosswalk on that slippery paint down the escape road.
And Paffett went off as well. That's why he lost out to Mortara.
Look at Oliver Rowland at the back of that group in the grey Nissan, just getting a little bit frustrated. He knows he's quicker than the cars in front.
We saw attack modes remaining there on the left-hand side, and they've all got one except Freitz and Abt in 8th and 9th. They've both got 2 remaining, so they're doing it a little bit different. But again, the gap comes down once more. Fastest lap of the race by Sam Bird, and he's chipped it down to half a second now between Lotterer and Bird. We're on board with Bird now on the streets of Hong Kong, with 28 minutes plus 1 lap to go in the 5th round of the ABB FIA Formula E Championship. These all-electric single-seaters are racing hard, and none harder than Jean-Eric Vergne, who's come steaming into Hong Kong Station, given a little nudge to Tom Dillman, who he's managed to overtake, and then the 7 car of Jose Maria Lopez tries to get involved as well, but can't quite get past Dillman himself. Leaders, though, still nose to tail. This is a great race between the pair of them.
They're setting sail. They're 5.4 seconds up the road from those behind them, and they're just pushing each other to the absolute limit as Sam Bird makes another small mistake. But if you look at the body language of Sam Bird's car, he's able to hold it a little tighter on corner exits. One of the great things about the Formula E cars, they don't have massive aerodynamics. They've been designed that way so they can run very, very close to the car in front.
What a frantic opening it's been.
Yep, and you've got to respect Andre Lauter, who's been fast from the get-go this morning. This is by far, save for the Santiago race last year where he finished second to his teammate, the best shot he's had at picking up a victory in ABB Formula E. But obviously Sam Bird not about to let him go. Now with nearly a 7-second gap over third place Stoffel Vandoorne. And I have to wonder if Vandoorne is just trying to consolidate his position and pick up some more precious points for HWA Race Lab after getting their first 3 as a bonus for taking the Julius Baer pole position for this race.
Yeah, he's running in third place at the moment, as you say, and even just a podium, I think, for Stoffel Vandoorne would be an amazing achievement as they come out onto the start-finish straight again. Andre Lauter leading, Sam Bird in second place, and it just, so late on the brakes there, Bird. He sets the fastest lap of the race again. Another 0.2 of a second chipped away at race leader Andre Lauter. They go nose to tail once more,
close,
up towards Hong Kong Station.
This is one of those points, Jack. You're just pushing your opposition. How quickly can they go? If you're Lauter, you just push a little bit harder. If you're Bird, you just want to see how far you can push before the guy in front makes a mistake.
Oh, there's Oliver Rowland. That's a forceful move. Whoa, getting past Daniel Abt.
Look at the damage to the floor of the Audi.
Yeah, and that's Jean-Eric Verne, who's having a torrid day, going straight on at the chicane, and the rules say you have to come to a stop and then carry on again if you cut the chicane.
Look at the carbon brakes glowing inside the front wheel. Yeah, Jean-Eric Verne is not having a good defense of his championship, running P15 right now. His teammate, Andre Lauter, leading the race. Sam's just got a bit of breathing room, just sat back just a little bit. He's sitting there plotting. Where am I quicker? Where can I pass him? He's going to have to catch Andre Lauter by surprise because Lauter will defend for all he's worth. We've seen it for the last season. He will do whatever he has to stay ahead.
So it's Andre Lauter leading in the gold and black. DS Techeetah in first place. Second is Sam Bird, right up behind him. Stoffel Vandoorne there running in third place in the black HWA, followed by Eduardo Mortara's Venturi. Then we've got Lucas de Grassi behind in car 11, then the black HWA of Gary Paffett, then Sebastian Buemi, then Daniel Abt, then Felipe Massa, a whole train of cars further back, while the lead 2 sprint clear with 24 minutes plus a lap to go.
You'd have to say Gary Paffett, there's a bit of a train following behind him, and then de Grassi managed to finally get past, but yeah, he's just struggling a little bit with dry pace and with race pace in Formula E. As I said, multiple DTM champion, very, very successful, but this car is probably like nothing he has ever driven before in his life.
Here comes Sam Bird again, down into turn 1 at Tamar Park. He's so deep on the brakes. You can see on the left, Daniel Abt, who's one of 2 drivers that had 2 attack modes remaining. He has now activated his, so those 4 chevrons mean he's in attack mode. Sam Bird is in attack mode metaphorically because he is right underneath the rear of Andre Lauter's DS Techeetah.
In last season's race, Sam Bird made a pass for the lead with Andre Lauter's teammate and going into turn 6, caught him by surprise, and that's what Sam is going to have to do. He's going to have to be close enough and dummy him, and right into there was where he made the pass, but Lauter's not going to make it easy.
Do you think Lauter will know that? Lauter will have seen that and be, oh yeah, this guy last year did this.
Yeah, absolutely, he'll have watched the race. If Sam is closer again. Lauter had a torrid race last year. Eventually the FIA just said, look, you've broken so many rules, you've had so many penalties, just go home.
Lauter is on 57% energy remaining, Bird's on 61%, and the team are telling Lauter over the radio, get on top of your energy consumption. You've got less than everyone else in the field. So that's a really good opportunity for Sam Bird to try and take the lead of the race.
And Sam Bird's team have probably heard that and told him, Sam's smelling blood in the water, he's going to keep the pressure on. He wants to run Andre Lauter into position out of energy and take advantage.
Oh, I thought that was it for a moment, and Bird locks up. They just about get it turned in. These 2 are right on the limit on the streets of downtown Hong Kong.
Then there's still no grip, Jack. You see across those hatch marks, there's still absolutely no grip, and they're on the limit. They're walking a tightrope. Look how close those walls are. The slightest mistake, that wall's going to reach out and end your day.
So now Andre Lauter, you'll see him covering the sort of middle of the racetrack. Bird will go really far to the right, coming up to the hairpins. Lauter will keep it in the middle to try and defend.
Less than Bird, 3% less than Bird.
That's Lauter being told that he's got 3% less than Sam Bird. Alexander Sims is in the pits with damage. This is how it happened. coming through the right-hander. Oh, he's hit the wall.
Turn 5, yeah.
Hit the wall big, coming up the Star Ferry Terminal.
And he's not the first person to do that.
Back to the race leaders. Lotterer ahead of Bird. Eduardo Mortara in 4th is now in his second attack mode. But really, it's all about first and second positions.
Unless these guys make a mistake and take each other out, in which case Van Dorn and Mortara are fighting for the race. He's made a mistake!
Lotterer makes the mistake! The two go side by side towards the chicane, like they did on the opening lap. Bird decides discretion the better part of valor there. Didn't want to be put in the wall.
Smart racing from Samber. He's like, yeah, I'm in a no-win position here. I'm not going to take myself out. I'll get him later on.
Does that give you confidence when the driver in front makes an error? You're like, oh, I've got you, son.
Oh, look, just look at the body language of the cars. Sambird's car is just a bit
we have an
tighter.
advantage. Let's not waste it.
On the apexes of the corner, his engineer saying, don't waste energy. But it's just a bit tighter, and it just looks more comfortable. And Lotterer's going to start checking his mirrors. He's going to hopefully check them on the corner exit, because the car behind looks further away. But yeah, he's got to feel the pressure, Jack.
Yeah, Stephen Lane, Bird's race engineer, saying we have the advantage in terms of energy. Don't waste it by chopping and over-consuming and driving too hard behind Andre Lotterer. Eduardo Mortara, meanwhile, has got him into 3rd place. He's managed to overtake Stoffel Van Dorn while in the final sector. I think while Van Dorn activated his attack mode. So Mortara now into 2nd place. Oh, another little nudge. Nose-to-tail racing.
Lotterer is not good through turn 2, is he? He's really struggling on the slippery surface. And Sambird, is he going to try and just push him into mistake in turn 2? Because it's so tough to pass you.
Literally, or?
No.
Okay.
He's just, I don't think he'll make contact because he'll get in all kinds of trouble. So the 104s is lap time. We've seen the old car run at 102s. We expect this car on a fully dry track to be below a minute, so it shows that the track is not anywhere close to fully dry.
Yeah, brand new Formula E cars for this 5th season. They used to have to change cars halfway through, but because of the development in electric vehicle technology since the start of the championship in 2013, it's now all one race for one car. Bit of bodywork there on the left-hand side.
Sam Bird's got to be careful though he doesn't run into the back of Andre Lotterer and damage his front wing, because that would probably end his day. Have to come in the pits. Although Sam Bird did win the race here last year, having done a drive-through penalty after hitting the garage structure during a car change.
Oh, it's so slippery, isn't it, down there at the right-hander at Hong Kong Station.
Again, it's a lot to do with those painted surfaces on the track. Bird's got to be good through here. If he wants to make the same pass as he did last year, he's going to be fast through turn 5 and accelerate well out of there, breaking into 6th. But Lotterer is not. He's going to leave the inside open, Jack.
There's great battles throughout the track, but it's absolutely nose to tail for the lead of the race. There's a yellow flag out there somewhere and a white flag as well, which means there's a slow-moving car on track, so we'll keep an eye out on that one. But as I say, battles everywhere, but when it's nose to tail for the lead, we're not going anywhere, because this is a fantastic duel down to Tamar Park. Covering the inside there, Andre Lotterer, and he can't quite get the move done yet, Sam Bird. But look, he's still got a lot less energy than Bird. Lotterer on 47%, Bird on 51%, and Bird is closing in again now, coming to the 90-degree right-hander at Hong Kong Station. Nothing to be there. It's so narrow, this circuit, isn't it?
And you have to say Lotterer's defending perfectly.
Buemi, Sebastian Buemi out of the race for Nissan. Stoffel Van Dorn has dropped down the order as well. A shake of the head from Buemi, the Season 2 champion, not having a great run. Here's a look at the replay. Oh, he's side by side with Robin Freins. And what happens here?
Is he got a...
Has he already damaged?
He looks like the front left's off the ground. I don't know.
Oh.
That doesn't sound good, does it?
No, was there contact on the way into the chicane? Back on board with Sam Bird, running in 2nd place, still having made that mistake at Hong Kong Station, but he's not able to get back in front of Andre Lotterer. They've both still got one attack mode remaining, where they can get a boost for 4 minutes of 25 kilowatts of power. It's about a 12% power boost, so it's a substantial amount.
It's a massive hike. You know, the tolerances that these teams and drivers are dealing with, that is a massive amount of power. And Sam Bird, with that mistake, is going to be kicking himself too.
Drive shaft problem for Stoffel Van Dorn. That's what shuffled him down the order. That afflicted his teammate Gary Paffett in practice earlier on. Daniel Abt, Pascal Verlaine. Sebastian Buemi. These are the drivers that have been awarded the fan boost. Of course, Buemi and Verline out of the race. There is Stoffel Vandoorne, who has come to a halt, so he's not going to be able to use his fan boost either. And Antonio Felix da Costa. 16 minutes plus 1 lap to go.
There's some debris in turn 1. There's a car parked in turn 6. Do they throw a full course yellow and clean things up and allow them to attack all the way to the finish?
Yeah, here's the debris you can see on the right-hand side as they come over the, well, left-hand side if you're on board with Sam Bird. Onto the brakes again. Now, at what point, Dario, with 40 minutes to go, or whatever it was, Bird's got plenty of time, no need to rush things. At what time to go, actually, do you have to start rushing things? He nearly answered my question.
Yeah, he did. Oh, he's hit him again in the diffuser. The bit underneath the car that generates the downforce. And he's just piling the pressure on. I would want to be going soon. I would, if he gets any kind of chance, he's got to keep that pressure on though, Jack, because yeah.
But there's 4% difference, look, between Lotterer and Bird. That's almost a lap's worth of energy difference between the two of them, and the safety car is deployed. That is going to help Andre Lotterer big time. Safety car deployed, so now the energy advantage that Sam Bird had may well just evaporate away
safety car,
a little bit.
Safety car.
And that's because of Stoffel Vandoorne's car stopped on the circuit.
And there's really nothing the race stewards could do about that.
Yeah, and there's also that debris.
So take a breath.
It's a big bit of a car to be lying on the track. Although it's carbon fibre, it's still a big bit of a car.
Sam, if I could just remind you, both of the Mahindras are out, okay? So it's a point haul. This is a point haul.
I was going to say, do you want me to translate? Don't do anything stupid. You're probably going to be leading the points at the end of today.
Yes, Chris. Okay, copy. Yeah,
that's Chris Gorn.
We think about the long term here, mate. But look, we've got 4% more energy than Lotterer. 4% more. Mortara and De Grassi behind have used all attack. Robin P5 has also used all of his attack.
The problem is, you're dealing with a driver. When you say to think about the big picture, all the driver's thinking about is the guy in front of me is between me and winning a race.
Yeah, it was Chris Gorn, who is the technical director at the team, who came over the radio. Very rare, actually, that Chris Gorn at the Envision team speaks to the driver. So he felt the need to say, look, all your title rivals are basically out of the race. Da Costa, who's second, is 11th. Okay, De Grassi's 4th, but come on. And he doesn't say, yes, I agree. He says, copy, I heard you.
When that happens, Jack, when you hear that different voice,
yeah,
that's just them making a point there. Okay, not just the boss, not just your engineer, but the big boss is saying, oi, just behave, just think about it.
What happened here with...
I hit him, Friends hit him. Now, did he break the suspension? It looks like the car's sitting down.
But it's weird that he hits him on acceleration out of the corner.
It was more towards the braking zone of turn 4. Now, yeah, look at the wheel. Left front is kind of off the ground a bit. 44. In this situation, guys, if I'm Bird, I don't want Lotterer to get the jump on me in this restart. I'm going to stay as close as I can and make sure that he doesn't get that jump. You've got to keep it within a couple of car lengths, I would say, and try and just keep your focus on him. When he goes, you got to go, and the safety car is in this lap.
But were the cars far enough round to activate the attack mode? Yes, they were. So through go the top 2 into attack mode. And that means that Eduardo Mortara in 3rd place, he didn't have any attack modes remaining. He's a relative sitting duck in 3rd position for De Grassi, Freitz and Abt behind. Now, when will Andre Lotterer at the front, floor the throttle, there he goes, racing back underway in Hong Kong.
This is giving Bird a good chance, Jack.
Andre Lotterer leads the way for DS Techeetah. We've got 11.5 minutes plus 1 lap of racing to go. Sam Bird in 2nd place. He was in the lead earlier on in the race, but made a mistake. Everybody barreling into the first corner. The hairpin right-hander down near Tamar Park, one of the municipal parks here on the Victoria Harbour in Hong Kong. And look how close Bird is. Not close enough, though. That's the key part.
It just looks a bit drier there again.
Oh, Freitz has hit the wall. That might give Daniel Abt an opportunity to get through. No, it doesn't. But the other purple Envision Virgin car there of Robin Freitz hit the wall on the way into the right-hander of Hong Kong Station.
Bird just did a setup. Is he looking, Jack? He moved a bit wide on the way into 5. You see the defending Lotterer and the Gold Techeetah car defending.
A little bit of a clunk together again, and these two are going to build up their lead once more, because Eduardo Mortara in 3rd place in the Silver Venturi He's not in attack mode. He doesn't have that extra 25 kilowatts of power. He's used both of his activations already. So as a result, he's going to be the sort of stopper in the bottle for everyone behind.
And Lotterer got a decent gap on that lap.
Confirm when you can.
Yeah, I've got L12.
He's saying he's got L12, which presumably means 12 laps remaining. That seems about right, roughly. He's right up behind Lotterer, and Mortara's defending further back from De Grassi. But I don't think De Grassi can get the job done. Mortara's in the silver Venturi, and De Grassi is behind in the Audi. And behind him is Robin Freins, the Dutch racer, who's Sam Bird's teammate. And then it is at Massa, Paffett, Evans and Turvey in the top 10 positions. The top 10 score the points towards the championship.
And the front two have disappeared again. As you say, Mortara, a bit of a stopper in the bottle. Everybody else behind on attack mode, nowhere to go.
With the Ferris wheel on the left-hand side, a look down to the Wan Chai district up in front, but Sam Bird is only looking at the back of the car in front of Andre Lotterer, the German.
And when you say he's looking at the car, Jack, as Sam Bird sits in that car, he can probably see the bottom of the back of the car in front right now. As he gets this close, he can't see it. He can see the right ahead of him, the top of that windscreen. That's as far forward as he can see. Everything else, apart from the tops of the wheels, is blind. That nose is poking all the way out. So when he hits him, he's kind of guessing a little bit of where the nose is, and he's again going to the outside. Looks confident, looks like he's got all the time in the world to set up a pass.
He doesn't have all the time in the world though, does he? He's got 9 minutes plus 1 lap, and at some point you feel he has got to commit. Look at this great queue behind. It's fantastic racing, but you just can't take your eyes off the battle for the lead and where the Hong Kong E-Prix of 2019 may be decided. Nose to tail still.
And he slid, Sam Bird slid all the way up the corner. He's starting to overheat the rear tyres just a little bit. It looked like out of turn 6. The back of the car was slid, it was oversteering, and that, you do it for a couple of corners, but after that you start to lose grip from the rear tyres.
Through the left-hander of turn 10. They've only got 30 seconds each of attack mode power remaining.
And Lotterer's just done fastest lap of the race.
This is getting tight now. You feel, don't you, with this battle for the lead, that there's going to be one pivotal moment. There's going to be one chance that presents itself, and that's the one Bird has to take. Otherwise, Andre Lotterer, the 37-year-old German, is going to take the win.
Sam Bird has to get some overlap on the car in front. He has to get at least, I would say, a quarter to half of his car onto the inside of the car in front of the Gold Cheetah that Andre Lotterer's driving. That's going to be his only chance to get a move. He's going to have to be robust by doing it, but if he wants to win the race, that's what he's going to have to do.
Lotterer leading Bird second. Then Mortara has actually done a really good job in third place, the Swiss racer, to hold off the Brazilian Lucas de Grassi, despite the cars behind all being in attack mode, where he wasn't. So Mortara in third has done a good job. Oliver Rowland, Jose Maria Lopez and John-Eric Verne all have one attack mode remaining, although as I say that, Rowland's in trouble and is dropping down the order. So a race that looked so strong for him at the start, leading in the early stages, looks as though it's ebbing away from him a little.
A little yellow in turn 7. I wonder if the two are connected with Oliver Rowland.
Might not need to be Jessica Fletcher to figure that one out. Onto the brakes into Hong Kong Station. 7 minutes plus a lap to go.
Dangerous things for the leaders is turn 7's a blind corner, blind left-handed down a hill. These guys are going to arrive there, and there's Rowland. He's had an accident. He's hit the front. You can see the damage yourself.
Yeah, he's shaking his head. It looks as though he has had a bit of contact there potentially, although that
these
could have
guys
been
are arriving now, Jack, right at the spot where Rowland's parked.
Yellow flags are out. He's off the racing line.
But I don't think they'll be able to leave him there.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But Lotterer, it is still leading the way. And if you're the team now, do you say, look, this could go to a safety car, you might have one more chance?
Yeah, I think Sam will probably realise that he's... I thought he was looking.
Oh, lock up from Lotterer. Lotterer goes in a bit deep. This could be Bird's opportunity to get the overlap. Not quite.
Just not enough. Yeah, just couldn't get a lock in as well. But the pressure's still on. The problem is with a guy like Lotterer, he's got all the experience in the world of dealing with pressure.
Very good at driving a very wide Formula E car, and Lotterer is looking for his first Formula E victory. Never taken a win in the championship before. The battle for third has calmed down. Mortara has managed to pull away from Lucas di Grassi, so it could be 2 podiums in 2 races for Edo Mortara.
We talked about the battle that Lotterer and Bird had in Paris last year. Bird crossed the finish line with 3 wheels on his car after they had some contact, shall we say.
Are you suggesting the same outcome today?
Yeah, but it could happen. As long as it was a left front, he could still make it.
And the safety car deployed. So in the closing stages, the safety car is out. Hopefully they can move Roland's car.
The safety car is destroyed
In time, but that
so
may...
5 minutes left plus 1 lap, 5 minutes left plus 1 lap.
End the race under the safety car.
Save energy, it will be flat out, 100% sure.
So now they know it will be flat out to the end of the race.
Papa. Tango 9.
That's not a mechanical problem for Oliver Rowland.
Oh, it is now. Here comes the marshals. I think they're going to have to tow that. There won't be any drive.
Yeah. I mean, let's see what the Hong Kong marshals can do. If they can get a good one, a good lift, a quick lift, then we could get a lap of racing as we got in Marrakesh earlier this season. We've got a thrilling conclusion.
Go on.
Okay, copy that.
Andre Lotterer's team radio. And there's a look
Same
down
than before,
on the racetrack.
Give me the crypto as soon as possible on the line so I can update you on the end of the race. All the car behind you have used all their attack mode, so use the same than everyone else.
Look how slow the safety car is going.
Yeah.
Slowed it right down. That's probably why they deployed the safety car rather than do a full course yellow, because they want to end this race under green. We want to see a race to the finish. We don't want to end under safety car.
And I think they're trying to get this done on this lap almost, because that car is far enough around that if they can clear it in the next couple of moments, then it'll be all right. And in Formula 1 or another series of motorsports, you couldn't go this slowly, but in Formula E the cars are all right running at that kind of speed because they're on road tyres, they're not on special racing slick tyres.
And there's no issue with temperatures.
Have used all attack.
The internal combustion engine will start to overheat.
Yeah.
These things are just fine.
So Andre Lotterer it is, leading the way. We're behind the safety car as we look upon the spectacular street race in downtown Hong Kong. Sam Bird is in second place, Mortara is third, di Grassi is fourth, France is fifth. Championship leader D'Ambrosio out of the race as Oliver Rowland's car is removed. It's Andre Lotterer who continues to lead here on the streets of Hong Kong, but Bird is going to do his best to chase him down.
If this was me at this point, Jack, I'd be going on the straight, putting my knee up on the steering wheel and pulling the belts, just giving them a wee yank just to make sure they're just a little bit tighter. Yeah.
Does that make you feel happier as a racing driver?
Just with moving around in the steep, as the race went on, they would just become a little slacker. It would just give you sort of a bit more security, ready to go. You'd feel more connected to the car. You'd get ready to go into battle.
Tighten those belts.
Yeah,
Tighten those belts.
Sam Bird, he's like a little bulldog. He's quite quiet out of the car. He is a man on a mission when you put him behind the wheel, and he is going to be attacking. There's more overt sort of, and the safety car lights are out, safety car in.
So safety car in this lap, we're going to get a good
in this lap.
2, maybe 3 laps of racing underway.
Power 6.
Lotterer will try and go as slowly as possible to make it as little as possible. No, Lotterer goes then. 2 minutes plus 1 lap to go as we go racing again here on the streets of Hong Kong. And it's Lotterer versus Bird.
Bird's right there, Jack.
As it has been since the start of the race. Can Bird get the move done? Onto the brakes now, down into Tamar Park.
Lotterer missed the corner a bit, but Bird was on his outside. Nothing he could do at all.
Third place is still Eduardo Mortara. We're on board with Bird as we come down into the right-hander at Hong Kong Station. Looks one way, looks the other, and remains behind.
He's got probably 2 laps. This next lap they're coming on to, and 1 more, and that is it. So he's going to have to put the pressure on.
3 laps, including this one.
3 laps, including this one, is Stephen Lane's prediction. It's more than a prediction, it's their calculation.
Mind you, some of the teams have messed that up this year so far.
So now it is flat out to the finish. Can Sam Bird pull down and pass Andre Lotterer for the lead of the race? Whatever happens here, Bird is going to be moving into the lead of the Formula E Championship. Whether he finishes second or first, does that play on his mind?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, absolutely. He's a very calculating driver, Sam Bird. But he's a racing driver. He wants to win another race.
Lotterer super twitchy on the brakes there, and he goes in a little deep. It's almost the replica every single lap.
Now, this is where you're going to see Sam try and dummy. He go to the inside a bit to the right, and he come back over to the left, and he might have another dive to the right. See if he can do it. He's looking.
They nudge, and Lotterer holds on.
Doesn't get any closer than that, does it? Just not enough. He just couldn't get enough gap to make that crossover we talked about.
Careful, mate, careful. There's the message from Laney.
That means we do not. Oh, we almost hit the inside wall. You do not want to do that. That's the biggest problem you could do, to snap the suspension.
Look at Eduardo Mortara in the silver Venturi. He's just lurking around now, being like, if you guys want to crash, be my guest. Oh, and Lotterer's got damage. Lotterer's got a puncture. He's out of the race. He's out of the battle for the lead. And Sam Bird is in front in Hong Kong, where he won last season. Mortara up into second, De Grassi up into third, through the final corner to start the final lap of the race, and Bird has managed to take the lead away. There's Lotterer, all out of sorts, out of the final corner, and the German must be furious.
Was that a result of the contact in turn 2? That's what the FIA are going to have to look into.
It has to have been, doesn't it? Here's now Gary Paffett and Mitch Evans going side by side. Further back, the Jaguar on the inside of the HWA as they come into the right-hander at Hong Kong Station. But Bird leads, Mortara second, De Grassi third, Price fourth, Abt fifth, Massa sixth, Evans seventh, Paffett eighth, ninth for Turvey, 10th for Da Costa, and then it is Jose Maria Lopez, Dillman, Lotterer and Verne, the rest of the runners.
And right there, Lotterer's tyre came apart as he exited turn 2. The carcass has just shredded all the bodywork. So luckily this is the last lap because there's bits all over the track. But Sam Bird has still got to get through these last couple of corners. And the incident involving Bird and Lotterer is under investigation. And trust me, the DS to Cheetah guys will be down at the FIA stewards, absolutely pleading their case.
Sam Bird through the final corner, and he sees the checkered flag and wins on the streets of Hong Kong. Eduardo Mortara second, De Grassi third.
In that procedure, use the regen if you need to.
There's half-hearted
go to the quali page, check your integral, look at pressures.
At Envision Virgin, because that
make sure you keep an eye on everything,
is what happened to Andre Lotterer.
If you need it, keep an eye on your integral, check pressures.
I think the DS, I think the Envision Virgin guys know there's a bit of.
But they've been nudging each other
all day.
All day. Everyone nudges everyone. At what point is it? At what point is it racing? You know, incident? I don't know. Let's talk to Sam Bird.
Sam Bird, congratulations on that win. It was close there, right at the end. What happened from your point of view?
I mean, for me, Andre was over-defending quite a bit. I went for a gap, and then he closed the door, and I slid into him. It's a big shame.
Here we go. So we're on board. He claims Lotterer was over-defending. I mean, he's moving across in the braking zone, to be fair. I mean, I know Bird was in no way up the inside, but if you want close racing, you're going to end up with a little bit of nudging here and there.
We have seen issues this year where there's been no penalty for worse than this issue. If I'm Andre Lotterer, I'm going to be furious, though. I am absolutely going to be furious. But if I'm Sam Bird, I'm going to say, well, this guy took this guy out worse than that before there was no penalty. We need to get some consistency. And they were so close all day, and as you say, they were nudging each other a lot.
And everyone's nudging everyone. Obviously, there's no doubt that the puncture was caused by. There you see the puncture spectacularly. Yeah. It was, and you can see the front nose damage on Sam Bird's car. There's no denying that. But, and I'm not being a Sam Bird apologist or anything like that.
Absolutely not, Jack.
There comes a point where, you know, you got to race.
It looks like he's nudged the diffuser. He's broken the diffuser, and the diffuser is damaged the inside of the right rear tire, and that's what's caused the puncture.
Well, after an amazing race, while the stewards cogitate, let's have a look at the final results. Provisional final results. Sam Bird, you got the sense that Eduardo Mortara thought he may wind up with better than a second-place finish. If he does get the win, it would be his first. Lucas de Grassi continues to pile up podiums for Audi Sport App Schaeffler.
Wow, I mean, that was a game of cat and mouse. Talk us through the end. What happened with Andre Lotterer?
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, for me, I tried to go down the inside, and Andre late defended. It's very slippery down the inside. I braked, locked up and hit him, a little bit like what he did with Jev in Santiago last year. It's a big shame, but you know, my heart goes out to him. He drove a great race. It's a shame that it ended that way.
Fourth in Santiago, third in Mexico, now second. I mean, hopefully next race weekend I'm getting you know, the first victory for Venturi. I mean, it's awesome. We were starting like sixth. Had a wonderful weekend. I mean, this place around here like is bringing me so much luck and over the moon.
My 30th podium maybe on my career and 50th race. So amazing to be here in Hong Kong. Thanks everybody that came to see us. Very tough day with wet conditions, dry conditions. My car was not optimized for dry, so I did the race I could. And good points, another podium.
Sam Bird saying really it's just a racing incident and his heart goes out to you. Yeah, what's your view?
Yeah, it doesn't help, man. My race is done, and hopefully his one too, because if they let that by, I don't know what we're doing out there, you know. I mean, I don't know what I could have done different, protected my position in a fair way. The race was fair up until that point, but that's what you would call a disgusting move, because it's not really the way we should race, and yeah, so no need to start crying or anything, then look ahead to the next race.
Well, he is still under investigation, so only time will tell.
Yeah, well, even if they disqualify him or give him a penalty, my race is done, so honestly, it's just sad.
Here's a look at the Provisional Drivers' Championship points. Sam Bird moves into, 18-point lead over Jerome D'Ambrosio. Lucas Di Grassi up to third. Antonio Felix da Costa down to fourth. Eduardo Mortara moves up in fifth at the expense of Robin Freins, Mitch Evans, Daniel Abt, Pascal Wehrlein, Andre Lauderer, and Jean-Eric Verne. In the Teams Championship, Envision Virgin opens up a gap over Mahindra. Audi Sport Abt Schaeffler now in third, climbing a position at the expense of BMW I Andretti. Diaz Techeetah drops one position. Joining Formula E on the Hong Kong program was round 3 of the Jaguar I-Pace E-Trophy Series. Here's a look at the highlights. The race got off to a thrilling start, with Catherine Legge and Celia Martin making up places in traffic in turn 1, Legge getting up to third position. Sergio Jimenez, who started at the back, gained 4 places. Leader Bueno failed to control the race, however, going off in turn 1, handing the lead to Brian Sellers ahead of his teammate Legge. A big slide and spin by Martin dropped her behind Ahmed Bin Khanen. Teammate Cacabuemo tried a pass on Jimenez to no avail. Brian Sellers came off the final corner to win over teammate Legge, while behind him, Jimenez hit Simon Evans. Sellers' win in Hong Kong sees him lead the Jaguar I-Pace E-Trophy standings after 3 rounds. Now over to the podium celebrations for Formula E.
And the financial secretary, Mr. Chan Mo-po, hands out the trophy. A second Hong Kong E-Prix trophy to add to the collection for Sam Bird. Ever so slightly muted, there's still that cloud hanging over, still no news of whether a decision has been made, but now here comes the champagne in his traditional style.
What a dramatic 50th E-Prix that was. The results remained in the hands of the stewards, however, as Sam Bird picked up his 9th career winner's trophy and 2nd of the season, pending their decision. Join us next time as we touch down on the beachfront for sun, sand, and more sensational racing in round 6 in Sanya, China.
Coming up after the break, we head into the Speedweek studios for round 3 of Speedweek C-Series, powered by Gran Turismo Sport and PlayStation 4.